What's good, YouTube? Joel's Funeral here, and I'm coming to get you guys with a Memento K9 deck profile. Cody got top 4 at our warehouse DOOD case tournament. I got 9, so I bubbled out. But we played card for card, same exact list. 44 cards. Yeah, pretty. It's kind of close to my Memento K9 Fiendsmith build, but we kind of eased our way out of the Fiendsmith cards just because it was a lot more clunkier. Yeah, so I just really cut down on engine, and Cody's been like my primary playtesting partner, and he kind of like switched over from Yummy to Memento, and he played my list, and he got top 4, so that's pretty impressive.
Also got first at this.
Yeah, and he got first at like our sneak peek. He got second after Swiss with only 1 loss to the person who got first place in Swiss. Yeah, so for the shout out to my fiance, shout out to my sponsors, Lil Fat Tony and Salt, shout out to my team, Teen Savages, and my playtesting group, Los Papitos. Yeah, and then we'll get into the deck list. 44 cards. So I chose to play like the 10 starters for Memento. So 3 Witch, 3 Horse, 2 Goblin, 1 Mace, 1 Darkblade. These are the 10 starters that you'll play. 1 Darkblade just because it's the worst one that plays into Fulos. I chose 44 cards specifically for the ratio of drawing your 1-card starters. So it's a 74% of opening one of your 10 1-card starters, and on top of that, additionally, it reduces your chances of drawing your bricks. So I think 44 to 42 is probably the maximum that you can play in this deck to reduce your odds to draw the bricks. If you're playing pure, I'd still play 1 Darkblade if you wanted to play more hand traps or breakers.
I agree. I will say Darkblade kind of helps you play around the K9 cards as well, just a little bit. Simply because you can summon it and then sack it for Sleepy, and just play like that if you have another Memento in hand.
Yep, exactly. And then for the other 1-ups for the Mementos, you play 1 Sleepy, 1 Gaddock, 1 Aki, and then 1 of the Combined Creation. You can play 2 Sleepy. I think there's good reasons to play Sleepy. There's versions of this build where you play 2 Sleepy and you can play the Goblin cards on top of stuff. Instead of playing like a heavier K9 engine, you can play like 1 Lantern, 1 Joel. You don't have to play the Norway. You can play this in like 1 Doug, 1 Grand Entrance, because there's a combo where you can 1-card combo Witch into making Gabanga on top of your end board as well. So there is a reason to play a second Sleepy if you want to. For the spells, 3 Bone Party, 2 Fusion, 1 Field Spell. You can play 3 Fusion, but specifically in this version where it's heavier K9, your likeliness to draw multiple Memento names is kind of reduced. So having two Fusion on top of the rest of your deck, it reduces your odds of bricking. And then on top, we also played the 2 supplementary Goblin Quick Plays. I think you just have to play this card. This card just turns your deck. It gives you more consistency in your deck because you can convert your hand traps into like a 1-card starter like Goblin. So this is a good way to dodge. It's a good way to get your combo started. It's just good on top.
Yeah, it also helps you bridge like K9 stuff into Memento, which can definitely come up if you just open up K9.
And like I said, this is kind of like a heavier K9 build. So there's 3 Zuna, 1 Lupus for like the hand trap stuff. And then we played 2 Jokel, 1 Lantern, 1 Norway. So we chose to try Norway for this event. I wouldn't say it's bad. More or less, it's not the best because there's so many like normal summons in that deck. But there's been situations where you start with Jokel and you don't have a name. This lets you just play K9, and the K9 engine is just so strong by itself going first. It's really nice. There's also really cool Bone Party combos where you can get your Noroi before you even start your main phase. So you can go main phase or draw phase Bone Party plus a name, and then you start comboing, and then your first action for the turn is summon Horse, then make Gripper to get your normal summon for Norway, and you can still full combo with Memento. And now they have to nib you immediately at the beginning of your main phase. There's a lot of interplay with these cards. For the spells, we play 1 Case, 1 Force Release. Force Release gets a lot stronger in this. With Jax in the deck, you get 2 pops off this card. This card's insane. We specifically sided this card out going second for Zeus in the side deck to replace the Werewolf. So you'll see that. And then for the hand traps and other non-engine, we played 3 Fuelos, 3 Ash Blossom, 2 Nibiru, 2 Bell, 1 Call by, 1 Talents. The reasoning for the Call by Talents is just because the deck is just so strong going first that we wanted to always make sure our combo resolves. Also, Call by just works as like a supplementary like going second card. It's very versatile. Tactics, just because we like sacking our opponents, but it's also because our opponents just chuck hand traps at the Memento cards, so they don't really know where to interact. So you're always going to capitalize on your opponent misplaying into your like interactions.
Yeah, talents felt insane.
Yeah,
I personally feel like we're at 44 cards. I personally kind of feel like mid could have been side decks, but our side deck is kind of tight with how much stuff we're playing. So.
Yeah, Nib didn't really come up. I think
Yeah.
Nib is like a hand trap you can replace, but
Yeah.
I think it's also like a good enough card.
Yeah.
If we're on 3 Goblin quick plays, it makes a lot more sense because you can tribute the Nib, but in the K9 version, you can just like use it to make link material. So it just doesn't really matter. It's really a preference.
Yep.
For extra deck, we played, for the Memento extra, we played 2 Creation King, 1 Twin Dragon, 1 Chimera, 1 Cross Sheep, and then 1 SP. These are literally the 6 essential Memento cards. You can't cut these out of your extra deck. Guardian Chimera just comes up way too much in the end board.
Yeah. Chimera's insane.
Yeah. And for like the supplementary extra deck cards that we played, these are kind of like the flex spots. Is IP Gorgon. So IP obviously with the K9 cards, you get so many bodies in rotation. You can go IP into SP, IP Gorgon. Gorgon is kind of like the super flex spot. It's just a good option to have. Like if you just have open K9, you can have IP plus your Ripper with your Force Release it up.
Yeah, with a Valiant as well.
Yeah, so like it's just more interruption when you lack what you have, or if you open really insane, you just end with IP so you can make SP or Gorgon, because Gorgon is just never like accounted for. For the K9 stuff, we played 1 Ripper, 1 Jax, 1 Werewolf. Jax was insane. What's really cool about Jax is you can pop your own monsters, so you can pop your Sleepy, you can pop your monsters to proc your fusion effect to shuffle from grave. There's a lot of times where you get ashed on Bone Party, you get ashed on Goblin, and you just need a way to turn on your fusion. And that was one way we found that really works, and it also gives you additional like interruption on top of your board as well. Just the destroying, because that's what Memento does best, is destroying cards.
Yep.
And then for the remainder of like the rank 5s, we played 1 Ash Knight, 1 C101, just because it's kind of just like the most flexible one that you can actually reasonably summon.
Yeah. I don't have this. I was playing a different one, but if you have it, definitely play this.
Yeah.
One
Also,
that
what's
you
really
can actually make that.
yeah, what's also really cool about a tech option in this build is you can play Metaltronus, and there's so many good targets. This is a target for Gulamel because it's a water 2800.
Yep.
Then the last ones we chose Vinmana and then Valen. Vinmana never came up for me, but when I played at the Indie Regional, this card came up a lot. It's just an option.
It definitely came up for me. A lot of times I was actually ended up making it with the Memento cards itself, because I would just like go K9 stuff, and then I'm like, oh, I have 2 5s, and I'll just make that.
Yeah, exactly. And then for our side deck, we play the same cards. I don't think I changed much about the side deck. Probably like probably Book of Eclipse, but that's probably it.
Yeah.
For the side deck,
the side deck's very solid.
yeah, we play 2 Droll, 2 DD Crow, 1 Zeus. Zeus in the side deck came out like every game. You take out the Werewolf and you take out the Force Release, so that way you have more main deck slots, and then you have more slots for like. There's not a dead extra deck card. You have a card to go into.
Yeah. I never made it, but I always sided it in going second. I know Joel made it a few times. I've seen it.
I made it on top. Like I played against one. I don't remember who I played against, but I made a untargetable Valon. I didn't use the effect. I just wanted the material for it had an additional pop to pop a card. And then first thing I went battle phase, attack over. It's untargetable, and then you make the Zeus so that way you can send the board, and if they interact with it, you can just pop their back row. It's just a way to like secure a safe Zeus. It's just protecting it with a non-targeting. And then for the remainder of the cards, we played 3 Eclipse, 3 Droplets, 2 Lightning Storm Harpies. Book of Eclipse just answers a lot of boards. It's just good. I don't know what else to say. Droplet, good going second card. We wanted to find a card in this slot specifically just to like go a versatile card to go first and a good card for going second. Droplets kind of was like the best answer we could find. Metaltronus was where we were kind of leaning towards, but we looked at Blizzard hilariously enough. we were trying to storm something up because previously I was on Book of Moon, but I don't think Book of Moon fits really well right now in the meta. So we just went back to drop plate, even though Herald's still a card, it's at 1. So.
Yeah.
And then just 2 Lightning Storm Harpies. This deck, you know, you can just remove so much back row and then you can just 8k direct. It doesn't matter going second. You kind of lose to like back row, so having these cards are just good answers. Yeah, that's kind of like where I'm at right now. I don't know if the Fiendsmith's part is like really good, just because like there's just so much commitment extra deck in this. You want as much flexibility as you want, and I feel like I get that playing the K9 version. We also have talked about playing the Radiant Typhoon quick spell to draw 2, but we're leaning towards playing Pier for that. And so we're not really sure what's the correct build, but this deck is definitely not to be slept on because the K9 version is still good. That's my final thoughts. Any shout outs?
Shout out Joel, shout out Christian, shout out Juan, shout out everybody here. All
Yes,
my
sir.
friends.
Yeah, really, this deck was like my theory, and he put it in.
I came up with some ideas.
Yeah, like I said,
first release, the drop list, stuff like that.
Like I said, he's my primary playtesting partner. We go back and forth on ideas, and pretty much that's it. Shout out to everybody at Warehouse. Shout out to Fiance. Shout out to sponsors. Shout out to everybody. Shout out Puerto Rico.
Shout out Puerto Rico.
Hey, you guys. See ya.
See ya.